Hey there, WIN community. We are back again, and tonight I have Linda Valazza with me from the Exercise Prescription, and I'm going to let her formally introduce herself to the community. She is a WIN member, and she's actually one of the sponsors for the New Jersey chapter March meetup. But Linda, I'll pass it to you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Linda. Like I said, I am the owner of the Exercise Prescription, which is a combination. I do personal training. I also combine that with nutrition coaching and lifestyle coaching on supplements and things. I am a pharmacist first. So I became a pharmacist back in 1992. I worked in a retail pharmacy since then. And the whole time I've been in a retail pharmacy, I've seen a lot of people coming in, and everybody's like, oh, you got to exercise. Or I don't know how many people their doctor have told them, you got to go exercise. But that's all they give you, which is fair. That's what they do. And then they go join a gym and they talk to somebody who's like, 20 years old. And, we're talking about somebody who has multiple medical conditions and things and doesn't even know where to begin. And these people don't know how to scale it back to meet people where they are. So that's the hole I'm trying to fill, particularly people with autoimmune conditions, because I suffer from one myself. So I know what that can be like. And it's a very delicate balancing act between staying healthy and challenging yourself through exercise and not over challenging yourself so that you push yourself into a flare up of your disease. So that's kind of some of my specializations. And through all of that, I got really interested, and through my own health problems, I got very, very interested in all the different supplements and natural products and diet issues. So I've done a lot of work in that. um, I find, I don't know about you, but I find some people just get a little crazy and they don't make this easy for people. That they just, it's, in fact, I was just talking to someone today. I went to get a piece of salmon for dinner, and I was standing at the counter in the shop, right, picking up a piece of salmon. And, it's Wednesday night dinner. It's nothing fancy. And the guy behind me said, well, are you getting wild caught or farm raised? Well, and I looked at him and I said, well, today I'm going to be cheap and I'm just going to get farm raised. I know it's not that great for you compared to wild caught, but it's also half the price. And we all have to live in the real world. And we're not eating, we're not getting McDonald's. Like, let's break this down here. It's a continuum. And how do we live there? How do we live in the real world? I have 4 children that I still have one at home. The other ones are out. One's in college. 2 are out of the house. And how do we adopt all this healthy living to our real world? And I think a lot of people don't do that. They don't really think about that. So
No, they honestly don't, because it can get difficult. And for those of you in the WIN community who know me, you guys know I'm an autoimmune warrior too. So I've experienced all this too, from nutrition to supplements to prescriptions, like the whole nine yards. And just a little FYI, I actually know Linda from the time I'm 10 years old. Especially New Jersey chapter. If you guys are watching, Linda is a pharmacist in the Hazlitt Pharmacy. She's been there since 10. So I actually know you for like 30 years.
oh God. But I'm really not that old. No.
No.
I'll
But
be a
just,
pharmacist.
it's just amazing how when you know someone like that and you see them as a pharmacist, more Western, but then you get to know them as you get older and realize Linda actually takes the holistic approach to things, which is actually East meets West, which most people don't realize. But
Yeah, and I just think, and I've seen it even online in some of the groups, that, as much as, you know, um, I believe in a holistic approach and doing natural things. I also believe in sometimes taking your prescription medications. It's not all evil. We need to balance that out. You need to do everything you can to keep yourself healthy, um, and fit and everything, but sometimes you need a medication. Sometimes you need a vaccine. It's not, it's not evil. We need
No,
to
it's
find a way to make
true.
this all work together. So,
I
and that's
agree
kind of
with
what I
that.
do. And I also, like I said, I emphasize real world, you know, having kids, everything, you can't grow all your own vegetables. I mean, I do grow some vegetables, but you can't like go too crazy, So I always like to meet people where they're at. But the most important thing I think is, and one of the things I have, which we have online, is a autoimmune program just for that, because most people that have autoimmune disease, you shouldn't just join a gym and just go full bore, or you're going to end up in a crazy flare. So how do we do this? What food should we avoid? What supplements should we be taking without taking $300 worth of supplements a month? Like, that's ridiculous. Okay. Like,
Yeah, it can get very overwhelming, especially when you're first diagnosed, you're first starting out, you think you should be doing A, B, and C, and you're not doing enough, and
right.
it can get frustrating like that. And this is part of the reason that I wanted to introduce the WIN community to Linda and to her company, because she's a business owner at the Exercise Prescription,
Mhm.
and she's going to be part of one of our aspects of the Healthy Horizons project. So this is her first introduction to the community. And then she and Dr. Al, for those of you who are involved in the WIN community, you also know Dr. Al is a pharmacist as well, like Linda. And he is in the same similar field. So they'll be doing a collaboration for the community to help with the Healthy Horizons project. And then in May, we looked up is actually Awareness Month for osteoporosis. So Linda will be giving us a lot of exercises, supplements, and different things that we can do to help improve the symptoms we already have and preventative symptoms. So just an FYI for you to keep an eye out for future events for the Healthy Horizons.
Yeah. I mean, osteoporosis, if you're wondering how this ties into autoimmune, it really actually does very well, because half the time when you have an autoimmune disease, what do they give you? They throw steroids at you. Okay. And those are not very good for your bones long term. Sometimes you have to take them. I've spent time on steroids too. So, how can you build up your bones? Because that's something that's going to get us all. I mean, if we don't work on it from the time we're young, because you really need to be doing the right exercise. And unfortunately, once again, a lot of people are just going to say, just go take a walk. And while walking is a great exercise, and I would never stop anyone from going outside and going for a walk, it's really not the best exercise for bone building, unfortunately. So, what do we need to add on to that that's safe, that you can do, that's going to build up your bones? And the other thing is, what should you be eating? You know, or one of the fun things we did was just did an herbal tea making class, which was really, maybe you like herbal tea. What's a good herbal tea that you could bring in? So I enjoy doing stuff like that and getting involved with that. I took an herbalism course because, if you like herbal tea, why don't you take an herbal tea that helps your bones?
I agree. And Linda just did a tea making class for herbal teas that we did a live on. You can actually check it out on her Facebook page, the Exercise Prescription. And it had a lot of interest because people do want to learn more about that. A lot of people don't know that this particular herb can help with symptoms of the common cold, or this combination can help these list of symptoms. So Linda was able to help everybody with that, making it educational but also making it fun by recommending, okay, if you blend this one with this one, it makes this really great taste. So it was
Yeah.
definitely a nice combination and a very large turnout, so much so that she's going to be doing it again next month.
Yeah, it was so fun. So what we did is I brewed each of the herbs separately, and everybody got little chocolate Dixie cups full of the herbs. And then at the end of the class, everybody made their own blend. So you got to make your own blend and take it home. So everybody really enjoyed it so much that they're like, "When are you doing it again?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it again." So because, like I said, it was fun. It was educational, but it was also fun. So now, if you're going to sit and have a cup of tea at night, if you have trouble falling asleep, maybe you should have a little lemon and lemon balm, chamomile, and throw in a little lavender. That's a really great sleepy time tea, or, and that's going to help you, or something like that. So I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that again. And I'm really excited to be getting part of the Healthy Horizons, because actually, I just, I guess it's my pharmacist background, or, being out in front of people, educating people all day long, for free, because that's what pharmacists do. I just love educating people and talking to people and finding out what they know and what they don't know, and helping them, make judgments about their health or their prescriptions. When you're taking a prescription, how do you weigh out if it's a good prescription for you? It's always got a risk to it. So risk benefit, where are you at?
That's very true. And you guys know I myself have lupus and a whole bunch of other things. And there are some things that you need prescriptions with. And then there are other prescriptions that might be a little too strong for your particular, level of the illness you're at. And then you can supplement the milder prescription with some herbs, because that's what I do in my case. I take Plaquenil for my lupus, but I also use astragalus, and it has a nice balance for me. It really does. And Allegra's watching. She said she loves herbal teas, and she also asked if the herbal tea class was going to be virtual.
Unfortunately, that one's in person, because you get to make your own.
Looks like you'll have to take another trip to Jersey, Allegra.
Yeah, you'll have to make a pilgrimage, because it was so, it went over so much better than I expected it to. So, it's something I always wanted to try. And I'm fortunate enough that I teach a mobility class every week at this Function Forward Physical Therapy, which is located in Manawan. And I teach a mobility class there. And she wanted to do some events. And I said, well, why don't we try this? And she said, okay. She said, that sounds great. And apparently for the week after, it was like the talk of the place. So that was fun. But I'm really excited, like I said, to be part of that Healthy Horizon.
And it got very high engagement on top of it for when we went live. So it had two folds, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, it was really fun. So, but I really want to get involved. And then I do also just do straight up personal training too, where I go to your house and I make you do stuff.
Yeah.
I have all these background things going on, but I also, like I said, I always tell people when I first meet them, I'm like, I might be at your house, and I'll say, oh, I got to work tomorrow. And I'm never talking about training. Training is fun. Training is not work. Standing in the pharmacy can be work, arguing with insurance companies, but going to somebody's house and helping them with exercise and having a good time, because it's exercise. It's not brain surgery. If you're not having a good time while you're doing it, it's not worth it. I always say you've got to find what you like. So I do a lot of that too, trying to help people figure out how to schedule exercise into their life. We're all busy. So, how can you make it time? What exercises should you be doing based on what you have going on with you? So, and that's really important. And I don't think people, there's a lot of default into, I'll just go walk on the treadmill, which, better than sitting in a chair, but, maybe you could be a little bit better. And I think it also gets terribly overwhelming for people, just how many hours am I supposed to spend in the gym or something like that? Instead of worrying about that, let's just start somewhere,
And for those of you who aren't based in the W.I.N, New Jersey chapter, Linda also has a couple of virtual programs that can help you with exercise. Even if you are an autoimmune warrior and you might be thinking, how much can I do? How much can I do? Linda formulated something that can help you to get started and not be in that severe pain, as if, like, say in the past you went to a gym and you got overworked and you got a flare. And we all know, if you're an autoimmune warrior, you all know what we mean by flare. So she has a program that can help with that. And even if you're not an autoimmune warrior and you still want to get into exercise, she has another one for core stability. And I'm going to actually show you her website. I'm going to see if I can screen share real quick, if it'll let me. Let's see how we can do this.
Better you than me.
There we go. Oh, I think I got it. Let's see. Okay. So this is Linda's website, and I did drop the exact link in the comments, but if you come over here to programs, you'll be able to see the two that we're talking about. Here is the core stability course, and then here is the autoimmune course.
Yeah.
And of course, if you have any questions for Linda, you guys can definitely drop them in the comments. Connect with her. She is in the W.I.N New Jersey chapter. She's in the W.I.N group, everything. So just please feel free to reach out to her.
Yeah, like I said, I love answering questions. That's the other thing. I always laugh with my clients and stuff like that, because first they start, and we start exercising, and then all of a sudden I'm getting texts, I just got this antibiotic. What should I do? So pharmacist on call or whatever. But yeah, and both programs, like I said, are really formulated for beginners, because that's where I want to go after. It's hard to find programs, and even for core exercises, as we age, backs and stuff are just not what they used to be, and we can't just start doing burpees on day one. There's no burpees in either program, by the way. So you can be guaranteed there's no burpees. So how do we do this? Like, how do we do this so people aren't totally like blown away by what they're starting, and they can't move, or they end up sicker than they started? That's so important to me. So, and I just, like I said, I love doing all of it. I love bringing it all together. I hate, I always say I go back to my pharmacist background on all the nutrition and the supplements, because, I've had the training, spent a lot of time, and I know a lot about the drugs and things like that. Still do that.
All right. So
I'm so looking forward. Like I said, this Healthy Horizons project is great. Can't wait to get involved with that and help and do some networking with other women, because that's really important. So
yes, it really is. So if you do want to get in touch with Linda or find out anything else about her programs, give her a follow on Facebook. You stay tuned, because like I said, we're going to be doing a collaboration with her and Dr. Al, probably on Clubhouse, but Allegra may stream it other places as well. But that's going to be the main thing, so we can have a nice W.I.N conversation so the whole community can join. And then the osteoporosis will be a workshop. So, to gain access, we want to make sure you're a W.I.N member. And in addition to that, in addition to the tea event, Linda's also going to be working on a masterclass. So stay tuned for that as well. That is something virtual that anyone in the W.I.N community will be able to attend. So Allegra, we will, once we have everything set, drop the link for that virtually, at least for you, since you can't attend the tea class.
Yeah.
But Linda, do you want to leave any final thoughts for the W.I.N community?
Not really. The other thing I was saying is, don't be afraid to go back into the Facebook page and check out some of the other little live events I've done if you want to know. I know we're all talking about those weight loss drugs now. I did a really great event, and it's just informative what you should be doing if you're on those drugs. So if you're taking one of the Wegovy or the Zepbound, Mounjaro, Ozempic, semaglutide, like what else are you doing? How can you support it? Like, I want to help everyone, and that is a very informative program, I think. So, and very balanced. Like I said, I don't go after you because you chose to take these drugs. I'm not going to go after you for that. My question is, how can you make these drugs work better for you so you end up healthier in the end? And then if you want to get off them eventually, how do you do that? Whereas some people may not even be coming off them. So, but I really want to just support everyone and help everyone. I mean, I have 3 daughters myself. So, I'm always very supportive of women networking and things like that, because we all know we secretly run the world anyway. So
I see it, Laker. So Laker's watching this. She's going, yes.
Well, most men know that.
Yes.
I always joke with some of my clients. I have a few clients, and it's almost like you go to the gym and like the younger males, like the 20 to 30, they don't want to listen to these women, like an older women enough. But then I have clients who are men in their 60s and they're like, yeah, I'm so used to listening to women. I know they're in charge.
It just takes time and build up wisdom, right?
Yes.
And that's why we add in the WIN community and the men who support us.
Yes, exactly. Just takes
And
them a while to get there, but all of a
I
sudden it
know,
hits them one
right?
day. They're like, they're really in charge.
Oh my God. And the only thing I will add with the weight loss drugs, you can watch Linda's presentation on her Facebook page if you want to learn more about those, because everyone's weight loss journey is different. You know, I have a friend who's using those and she is doing amazing. I mean, it was a little bit hard in the beginning. I know she had a lot of symptoms, side effects she had to would take time to adjust to,
Yeah,
but she's doing amazing. She's feeling healthier and everything. And for me, I've been on a weight loss journey too. And for me, I did it a little bit more natural because I didn't want any other prescriptions to interfere with the ones that I already
I
have and
got you
are
on that one.
working. But everyone's journey is different, and Linda can help with both
Yes,
sides of the coin or a combination. So even if you have questions about that, because we all know self-care is very important, especially for us women as entrepreneurs, because if we don't take care of ourselves, then we can't take care of our businesses, we can't take care of our families, be caregivers, and we are all of the above at some
right.
point in our lives. So
Yes, exactly.
L- Linda, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And like I
No
said,
problem.
stay tuned for everything that's coming up because we will keep you all apprised. And have a great evening. Thank you
And
for watching.
thank you, Sarah. And I look forward to meeting everybody, hopefully in person one day too.
Yes, definitely. Even though Linda is sponsoring, I don't think you said you could come to the March one,
I
right?
have to work
I know. She
at
is
the
sponsoring.
pharmacy.
She is sponsoring it, so you will get some of her fun goodies. I don't even know what's going in the swag bag yet, so you guys will have to stay tuned to find out. Maybe I'll do a live, give you a little sneak peek if you can't attend, but
Yes.
if you want to find out for yourself, make sure you buy those tickets.
Yes. Great. Yes, definitely. I know I'm putting some good stuff in there. So
All right. Have a good evening,
you.
everybody. Bye.